Adams County's Democratic Sheriff Rick Reigenborn is running for re-election, and he is eluding our questions about his decision to join a car chase, live stream it, and then keep chasing when other officers said it was too dangerous to continue. Not tough to see how that situation could have turned out tragically. What's tragic, according to the sheriff's office, is that we keep asking about it. Here's Marshall Zellinger.
Buckle up, here we go.
It's the video Democratic Adams County Sheriff Rick Reigenborn wanted you to see until I started asking pointed questions about it. Reigenborn live-streamed a police pursuit on January 29th. He was more than willing to talk on camera and even promoted it on the same Facebook page where he live-streamed. But when I asked if the sheriff violated his own department's pursuit and ride-along policy, I was told the sheriff was too busy.
Hold on. Let's see if we got a pursuit going.
Okay.
You see, the sheriff joined a pursuit from 6.5 miles away with a passenger in an unmarked vehicle. Ride-along policy states the participant should be let out of the vehicle in a safe, well-lighted place. Pursuit policy states distinctively marked patrol vehicles should replace unmarked vehicles. For 3 days, I pushed for answers to the policy questions and clarification on who was riding along. Yesterday, I got this response. We will not provide any further comments on this story and instead hope you'll spend time focusing on the great work being done by law enforcement officers here in Adams County and across Colorado. The sheriff's office spokesman tells us the ride-along passenger is Tim Shelley, S-H-E-L-E-Y, someone who was formerly in the radio business. We can't find a Tim Shelley, but we found Tim Shiley, who also goes by Scooter McGee and calls himself a retired broadcaster. Here he is on Facebook, followed by the ride-along passenger helping direct the sheriff during the pursuit.
I am Scooter McGee.
There he is.
Where?
On the next block. Go through the alley, go through the alley.
Shiley/McGee is a conservative conspiracy theorist who has suggested mass shootings were really government operations and that public health orders were to usher in martial law. We wanted to know about his involvement with the sheriff's office, among the questions we asked when we were told to spend time focusing on the great work being done by law enforcement. I've left multiple voicemails and text messages for Tim Shiley/Scooter McGee. I got an email response tonight from the sheriff's office on the policy questions, Kyle, and a spokesman tells me the situation was reviewed and found to be within policy.
Who's in charge of reviewing stuff to make sure it's cool?
I believe the sheriff. It did not say in the email, but ultimately everything comes to the sheriff.
Yeah, and the reason why this is important is because the reason that law enforcement has rules around chases is because they're dangerous. And that's the reason why they drop off passengers and call them off and do them in marked vehicles and things like that. So if one of them is being done for giggles on the internet, that presents questions.
We got feedback from a viewer after the story earlier in the week that said, how come we're not focusing on the attention that somebody was arrested, that it succeeded? Because imagine if it didn't, and what we would be covering.
All right. Marshall, thank you.